Hello, this is Joe. Hey, look what we have here. We have a safe. And this is not just an ordinary safe. This is a biometric safe or a fingerprint entry safe. And we're going to look at this today. Now, the safe is from BlackSmith. It is the BlackSmith Home Biometric Safe. And you can kind of see on the side of the box, it is model number SF0505. And I just opened up the top of the box and you can kind of see how it's packed. We're going to take everything out and show you what's inside. And so here it is outside the box and you can kind of see its size. It came with a user manual. Looks like a USB Type-C charger. It actually does work on batteries, but if for some reason the batteries die, which you can't access except from inside, you can actually plug it into a power supply and power it from outside as well. You have two keys here. It not only uses biometrics with your fingerprints or a keypad, but you also have two spare keys that I believe you can access right here. Yes, right there is the keyhole right there. And then you have some wall anchors. Now I'm going to turn this around. There are some holes in back that you can actually secure this to a wall as well. And here's the back of it, and you can see where the holes go. So if you do want to secure it to a wall, this is where it goes, and you secure it from the inside and attach it to the wall. Okay, so for unlocking it for the first time, it does take the key. We need to open up this little slide compartment here. Just slide that over like that, exposes the keyhole. We stick in the key and turn counterclockwise. I hear something happening. And there you go. The inside has some foam pieces here for support. Two shelves here. It has a bottom as well. These shelves look like they come out, but let me see what this here is a fireproof little bag that it comes with. Now, there's no fire rating on this safe. It is not technically a fire safe. It's also not, there's no information about how waterproof it is. It does not look like it is waterproof. It doesn't have seals, so that's a couple of things you should know. But it does come with this fire bag right here for your use. And this is what it looks like inside. It does look like it's lined with a felt, two removable or adjustable shelves here. I guess this is where the locking mechanism is with some three secure little bolts here. This looks like a little trigger to tell it when the door is open or shut. Looks like the battery compartment here up on top here. We'll look at that in a second. But so it looks like it's pretty roomy. Again, you can remove the shelves to make the whole height. Let's take some measurements of this thing. So the documentation says it's about 19.7 inches high. So we'll go ahead and compare that. And that's about right. The depth, 12.2 inches. And it looks like it's just over 12 inches. So that's good. And then 13.8 inches wide. And it's about correct. So the documentation doesn't really tell you the size inside. Now, as you shut this door, looks like it has a little bit of space there. And it does kind of recess in here, which prevents people using crowbars. But the door itself, let's see if I can measure this. Looks like it might be about 3/16 inch thick steel. I believe this is like an alloy steel of some kind. And the inside, not sure, the whole thing's probably that size steel. It looks like there's no insulation inside, so it looks like probably the whole thing is at 3/16 inch. So when that shuts, that kind of shuts right about here. So let's just figure out the depth in here. I'm thinking it's at least 11 inches deep, maybe 11 1/4 inches deep. The interior size, let's see if I can do this. It looks like it's about 13.5 inches wide. And then the total height here, it looks like about 19.5 inches high. Now, when you're shutting the door, you do have to account for this lost space here. And so that is an additional maybe 2 inches and a quarter of loss. It doesn't extend all the way down, so it looks like the bottom 5.5 inches does not include this, so maybe you could put something a little wider down here that won't interfere with the locking mechanism. Now let's go ahead and look at how these shelves are installed here. It can move this way, and to remove them, it looks like you just rotate this little tab here, and this comes out just like that, if you can see that. And so if you do that with all 4 of them, don't lose these little tabs there, the whole shelf will remove. And from there, it looks like you could just lift up these little platforms here and just move them up or down, or just fully remove them so you have a fully open safe. Now this is the larger 2 cubic foot version of this safe, but BlackSmith also sells smaller versions at 1 cubic foot and 1.5 cubic foot, as you can see here. So let's go ahead and install some batteries. So we just open up the door. Again, you need to unlock it with the key. And then here up on top, you just remove this little cover, and it requires 4 AA batteries. And this little bridge here, you just kind of slip the batteries underneath, just like that. And then replace the cap. So let's go ahead and close it up, remove the key. Now it's completely locked up. And so with the key out, you just want to hit the code, which is, there's an administrative code initially, which is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll go ahead and do that. First one wakes it up, and now we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see it displayed, and you ended with a pound. And then the thing just opens up, and it has an internal motor, so you don't have to twist any keys, etc. It just moves open itself. And when you want to shut it, you just shut it, and this little trigger on the bottom senses that, and it closes it up again. And so again, just you want to hit the, want to wake it up just by hitting a key and just put in the code, pound, and it'll open up. So with the door open, now we could set our own code. One thing you want to be aware of is inside you have a light right here in the interior of the door showing it's currently white, and a little button. So you'll need to use those to set your code. Okay, so you are able to set 2 different passcodes. One's the administrative passcodes, the other one's a general passcode. They generally work the same way. I'll tell you the difference. But you need the door open, and you want to wake it up. And for the administrative passcode, after you wake up the screen, you hit 0 twice, go inside the door, hit that little button, and then set a passcode from 3 to 12 digits, ending with a pound. And so it's up to you whether you want a 3-digit code or a 12-digit code, and then it will be set. For the general passcode, it's the same way, except instead of 00, you're going to hit 11. So that's the only difference. So in this case, we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 for the new code, just for the administrative code. So let's go ahead and wake it up. The door is open for sure. We wake it up, we hit 00. We go inside, we hit the button. You'll hear a little beep. We're going to set the new code, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's success. So with that done, we'll shut it. It automatically shuts. We'll, instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we'll now just go 1, 2, 3, 4. We hit it, we wake it up, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, pound, and now it's set. Now we can store up to 30 fingerprints. For this fingerprint pad right here, to do that, with the door open, you just open this up, press the button inside. You'll hear a little beep, and then you want to put, let's say, thumbprint or any fingerprint 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, success, and now it should be recorded. We'll go ahead and shut the door, and now it should just open with my thumbprint. sure enough, it's open. So one thing to be aware of, an open door, after about 60 seconds with the door open, it will start beeping at you, indicating that the door is left open. To fix that, you would just shut the door. Now it does have an alarm. If you enter the passcode wrong 3 times, if you put the wrong fingerprint in there 5 times, or if it experiences a lot of vibration, you will see an alarm. So let's go ahead and I did my thumb. Let's just do my one finger. So that's a fail, 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 fail. And now you hear an alarm. You could, if I use my thumb, it will stop the alarm. And it'll also open up. And don't forget, at any time you can use the key itself if you forget the codes or you didn't bring the right fingerprint to open up. And if you forgot where your key is and the battery died, you can always, at the bottom of this pad right here, there is the plug-in for the USB-C, if I can get that in, just like that, and you can plug it in to some power and then operate the controls from there. So my overall impressions of this safe, it's a pretty good safe for under $200. It's a pretty durable safe. The steel is reasonably thick. It doesn't have any fire or water protection is a negative. Another negative, there's a few parts that seem a little cheap, like this little ring around the electronic keypad. It's like a plastic. It looks metal, but it's not. A couple of the choices with regards to the materials seem a little bit on the less expensive side. But overall, I think for its price range, it is a good safe. And you have 3 different ways of opening it up. Thumbprint, keypad, and a key. So some way or another, you're going to get in the safe. Hopefully, only if you're allowed. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button at the bottom of the screen and even consider subscribing to my channel. I have many more videos to come. Bye-bye.